Well, from longtime staples to newer places, restaurants across Minneapolis are struggling. This year alone, big names like D'Amico and Sons and the Lowry announced they are closing after years in business. Just weeks ago, Hospitality Minnesota said restaurants in the state are at a breaking point, citing slow recovery from the pandemic, tariffs, immigration enforcement, the economy overall, and state laws like paid family leave and minimum wage. Our Joe McCoy talked with some city leaders tonight about what can be done.
Yeah, Julie, following Operation Metro Surge, the city of Minneapolis did allocate $7 million in aid for small businesses, with more than half of that money going towards license fee relief for restaurants. But more help is needed as many restaurants try to stay afloat. The struggles many restaurants in Minneapolis are facing are no secret.
It's tough. It's tough.
But why exactly are they hurting? And are there ways the city could help them financially? That answer is multifaceted.
It's a complicated issue, for sure.
Billy Schoenberg, president of Hell's Kitchen Restaurant, says high taxes on restaurants and lack of foot traffic downtown are two of the many factors for their economic strain.
A little bit more on the health benefits, a little bit more on the supply costs, a little bit more on the beef, a little bit more on, all of those things kind of add up.
Starting this year, the minimum wage for all restaurant workers in Minneapolis increased to $16.37 an hour.
Labor costs are really high.
Tito Wilson, owner of Swank Bar and Restaurant in North Minneapolis, says that's just the beginning.
In between just the insurance and just the property taxes, I'm right around $60,000.
So, what can the city do to help?
I certainly think that we have to look at how we collect fees, when we collect fees, and what we're collecting them for.
Ward 4 Councilmember Latricia Vital.
We need to listen to the restaurants.
And Ward 3 Councilmember Michael Rainville say the council must make finding solutions a priority.
We've put layers of expenses on in the last 5-6 years, whether it's labor, increased taxes, paid family medical leave, health insurance, you can go on and on and on. And all those layers now have pushed down on the profitability, and that's why you're seeing the restaurants close.
Compounding expenses that restaurant owners say the city needs to address before the situation boils over.
I don't know what the answers exactly are on how to fix this, but I also feel like the discourse has just not really been there.
Council members Vital and Rainville say having more events downtown and coming up with creative ideas could help get more customers in the door. Vital tonight brought up the idea of allowing year-round patios, something she says is successful in Chicago and other cities, Julie.
I'm sure restaurants love to hear maybe they're talking about readjusting fees or some of the burden that's put on them by the city specifically.
Right.
Because sometimes, the $7 million is great, but this is a long-term problem.
Exactly. That $7 million, it pays for a one-time licensing fee. My biggest takeaway from tonight, Julie, is this is such a multifaceted issue. There are so many layers that have built up over time, as Councilmember Rainville said, and there isn't really a simple solution. This is something that is going to take a lot of work and governing by the City Council and the Mayor's office to hopefully, combat these economic challenges.
Yeah. Well, I hope they start having the conversations. Thank you, Joe.